Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ವರುಣ್ ರವರೇ. ತಮಗೆ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳನ್ನ ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡು ದೈಹಿಕ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿರುವ ಎವರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ಚಾರಣಕಾರರಾಗಿರುವ ಹಾಗೂ ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಹೊಂದಿರುವವರಾದ ಕರಾಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮರೂನ್ ಬೆಲ್ಟ್ ಪಡೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀ ಟೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ರವರು ಇಂದು ತಮ್ಮ ಭಾಷಣವನ್ನ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತಪಡಿಸಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಟೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್, ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಅವರ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಯಾರು? ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಯಾರು? ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಯಾರು? ಟೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್, ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಮಯ.
There is a yoga institute in Chennai called Yoga Vahini. I teach the yoga teachers basic anatomy and physiology. Recently, one of them posted a message in our WhatsApp group. Who taught our teachers? I found this very interesting, and it got me thinking about my own teachers and the impact they had on me. Now, evidently, each of our experiences is very different. I have not met any of you even for 30 minutes, except for Toastmaster Deepak Mittal. So I hope I am able to convey my experience of my teachers to you and possibly see what are the commonalities. When I was in the 4th standard, I was in Chennai and my father got a transfer, he got a promotion and he got transferred to Bombay. And from a very small school, which was actually a hut, I went to Don Bosco Matunga in Bombay, which is one of the biggest and best schools. We were in a financially very tight situation, but convent schools in Bombay, the fees are very cheap. It's like it's 6 rupees for 6th standard, 7 rupees for 7th standard, something of that sort. But the first day when I entered school, it was a very frightening experience for me. Coming from that small place to this big school, I didn't know Hindi, I didn't know English, I didn't know Marathi, so I could not speak to anybody. I was the worst dressed in the class. My clothes were shabby, my shoes were very poor quality, and I felt completely out of place and very scared. On the second day, the teacher told me to meet her after class. And so after class, I met my teacher and she told me, see, Prasad, you are carrying this box, aluminum box. You see, all the boys are carrying backpacks and your box, it is making scratches on the bench. So please tell your father you should get backpack. And I said, okay. I was about 10 years at that time. And then she said, see, I've also seen that all your books are covered with newspaper. In our school, we cover with brown paper. I said, okay. And it was difficult for me to hear such things actually. But then suddenly I realized that this teacher, she was not scolding me. Actually, she was trying to be as gentle as possible in telling me these things, and that she was a very, very kind lady. And in that moment, when I realized that, though I was a small kid, I suddenly could feel the kindness. And I realized that here, this person, I am safe. And for me, it didn't matter all the chaos that was around me, the lack of, my shabby clothes, my shoes, my box, not knowing the language, being in this big school, nothing mattered. I felt completely safe in her presence and in her class. And I said, it's okay, I can manage. I believe that this is the first great quality of a teacher, which is providing sanctuary. In the olden days, they used to send their children to a Gurukul. The children would live in that Gurukul. And the first quality that you need is sanctuary, a safe place for your child. Maybe you haven't had the need for such kindness, but I'm sure some of you have felt this. A teacher being very sarcastic or comparing you with somebody or taunting in some sense. And these things, they have a big effect on a small child. So this quality of being kind, gentle, making the child feel very safe and not dread school, not dread going to school, I believe is a very big quality. In fact, after my school days, the whole experience of school was very awful for me. So I never went back to school. After I got married, I went once to Don Bosco and I searched for this teacher. I could not remember her name. I didn't know how to explain who she was. I went searching and I could not find her. It's a regret. Later, I joined the homeopathic college. And in my first year of college, extremely difficult. You see, medicine, anatomy, physiology, the first year is one of the toughest, and many students fail in that because anything can be asked about blood, about nerves, about liver, about stomach, about muscles, about bone, whatever it is, all topics. And at the end of the first year, just before the exam, we were told that the physiology paper would be leaked. We had two physiology lecturers, and one of them informed that he has been selected for university paper and this thing. And I was pretty innocent. I went to the other lecturer who I liked a lot. I used to spend a lot of time with him, talk to him, discuss things. I told him, sir, no problem. This year, paper leaked. And he asked me, are you going to take it? He asked me in a very serious manner. And he had never thought about, I hadn't given it a second thought. Of course, everybody was thrilled. But it changed my life, that question. And I listened and I didn't say anything, but I thought about it and then I decided that I will not take the paper. And I was one of the few people who did not, and I passed that year. And it put me on a different trajectory altogether. So the second quality of a teacher is a kind of a moral compass, telling you what is right and what is wrong. Had I followed that other teacher, I might have taken the paper, passed, and forever been on a different thing. The third was when I finished my studies, I sat with one of the most famous teachers in Bombay, Dr. Rajan Shankaran. And in him, I saw the quality of excellence. This man, you see, I like to do cycling, I like to read, I like to watch movies, I like to go. He would focus on homeopathy and nothing else. His whole life was dedicated to it. You could see like how these people like PV Sindhu, they get up at 4 o'clock, they play badminton, they eat some, they drink some water, go play. This man was doing only one thing. He would never spend his time on other things. And I could see what led to that excellence. And it was an inspiration, the kind of cases that we saw with him, the kind of study he would refer, he would learn from other doctors. So for a teacher, the quality of excellence and to model it is another great quality. I think all of us in our life, we may be role models for someone, or we may be teachers, we may be mentors. We need to be aware of our qualities and we need to model these things. We need to see that they're safe. We need to see that we show personal character and excellence. This is my experience. Thank you.
ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ರವರಿಗೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನವನ್ನ ಉತ್ತಮಗೊಳಿಸಿದ, ಜೀವನ ಚಿತ್ರಣವನ್ನೇ ಬದಲಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಗುರುಗಳ ಮಹಾನತೆಯನ್ನು ಕುರಿತು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನ ಮುಟ್ಟೋ ಹಾಗೆ ನೀವು ಮಾತನಾಡಿದಿರಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಜೀವನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕ ವಿವಿಧ ಹಂತಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ